Guys, what's up? It is Doug, and welcome to another Christmas edition of Spooky Village. It's still funny to say that, even though I've done plenty of Christmas Village, piece reviews in the past. Maybe not plenty, but I've done enough of them. It just sounds funny to say still. But hey, I've got a really cool piece today. One of the big Michaels exclusives for Lemax, because if you guys are Halloween people, like many of you are probably, the Lemax Christmas works pretty much the same at Michaels as it does for Halloween, to where the big Lemax pieces are Michaels exclusives, or a lot of the really anticipated ones, and this year's no different. So before I get into that truffle factory here, the chocolate factory, I wanted to talk to you about, really not talk about it, but announce the winner. The winner of the ornament that I talked about in the last one from Gift Spice, the last video. Mr. Fall Red. Mr. Fall Red, you have won the ornament. I will comment on your post on that video. So congratulations, and thanks to Gift Spice for giving me that ornament to give away. All right, so the Truffle Factory. Before we get into this, it's funny how on this channel, obviously I'm Halloween themed, but my top review videos by watches are actually, for the most part, it is the Christmas buildings I've done over the years. I haven't done a bunch of them, but I've done several, and it's funny that as far as individual building reviews go, those are some of my top videos. So, that said, let's get into one of the big Michaels exclusives for this year. Here is the Christmas Chocolatier Truffle Factory. Look at this, guys. If you can't tell, it's huge by the box. Well, I don't know what to tell you. This is a very big building. As far as Spooky Town, scale goes here, this is a big box. Even for Spooky Town, this would be a big one. Check this out here. I love the silver ones that the Lemax Christmas Michaels exclusives come in the box. But this one is a big boy. Lots of pieces of animation on it, points of animation, and I wanted to actually kick off the holiday season with this, but it was hard to find this one. I finally found this one in a Michaels. It looks like the Michaels inventory issues that were, kind of plaguing things for Halloween. That's still a thing here, at least in my area here in the Midwest. So let's talk about this building. Here it is, guys. Check this out. There's a lot of detail here. There's a lot going on. Let's talk about the theme, though, because I love the theme. It's that of a North Pole fun fantasy factory, with the elves and everything, making chocolate truffles. I love chocolate truffles. It is, and they're a weakness for me. I like almost every kind. I love mint ones. I love champagne truffles. Of course, caramel ones are always my favorite, especially when you add some sea salt with it. Sea salt, dark chocolate, caramel truffles are the best. I could eat a pack of them. And, they're expensive, I guess, for chocolate, how it goes, so I don't eat a ton of them, but I do love them. And I think this factory really kind of captures that, like the essence of a chocolate truffle. I know that's maybe a weird thing to say, but I love how this looks. So the different way the factory works here, let me just show you a couple things, and I'll show you what it looks like lit up in a moment here. And it's got a great soundtrack. Let me talk about that. Of course, I'll play with lights and sound at the end, but it plays like the 12 Days of Christmas. Not singing, it's instrumental. I love it because it's very festive, and if you wanted to run that soundtrack, you could run it over your whole village. It doesn't sound like anything individual. There's no names or no lines being spouted out to repeat. It's just very nice, and it's just very, very Christmassy. I don't know, I guess I don't know what else to say about it, but so let's take a look at some of the details. First off here, I love this, the actual truffles right here. And they look realistic, like the fit and finish here. It looks like you could eat these things. I do not recommend that. I love right here the little elves with the vat of chocolate. It looks like it would be animated. This is not animated though, FYI. So how this kind of works here, you've got, and I'll talk about the animation, but you've got the little supply elves here bringing in the actual cocoa, the sugar, milk, these supplies. And it's like they bring it in here. The chocolate goes up the conveyor belt, which runs. And then up here, the animation part, you have this elf up here, he spins and it mixes the milk chocolate. You've got this little vat here. And this is dark chocolate right here, like a dark chocolate vat. I love that. And also here you've got this spins, these two things spin. You've got a lot of animation on this piece. I think so technically you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points of animation. That is a lot of animation going on here. And letting you know, on mine here, this one, I'm not sure the inside mechanism on it. At first, I turned it on, it wasn't working. I just lightly pushed it, I guess, to engage something. I haven't been inside here yet, and it's been working fine ever since. So just FYI, don't know how they all are. But yeah, the construction on this one, this is one, it's lighter. There's a lot here, but it's a plastic one. I understand that given the animation here. There's a lot more plastic on this piece because of that. The actual house here, or building, whatever you want to call it, nice texture, nice paint job on it. But yes, there's a lot of plastic construction on this one, which makes sense because it works better for all the animation to hold the parts and pieces inside better. Check this out lit up, guys. There is a lot of white light here. White/yellow, whatever you want to call it. That's the main color here. You would think maybe there'd be a bunch of other colors, but no, it shines like that. So if you want to have this like in your town section or something, and you don't want to have all the crazy blinking lights or some of the other things that you would maybe associate with a building of this size, I think you'll like that. Some people won't. I know maybe some of you want it to be more extravagantly lit. It's very lit, don't get me wrong, and it's bright. I just mean there's not a lot of different colors on this one, you know, like you would maybe expect on some of the other buildings. But look at all the animation here, though. I mean, if you're watching this one, this is like a showcase piece. When you turn it on your display, people are going to be like, ooh and ah. So there are a good number of these types of buildings now that have this conveyor belt that moves, you know, up the line there. The Toy Factory from a few years ago, this one actually reminds me a lot of that. I did a review of that on this channel several years ago, and it's very similar, like in function to that. I really do enjoy the theming on this one. I love the Truffle Factory motif. I dig that. I like a lot of the factories and industrial buildings when they're done in kind of a cute, very storybook fashion. Like the Spooky Town, the whiskey distillery. I thought the whiskey distillery was awesome. I really like the chocolate factory here. And again, that soundtrack, which I'll play in a minute, I do dig the soundtrack on it because it's not one that, it doesn't just repeat itself over and over again. And I really appreciate the pieces that don't have a voice track over it to kind of repeat. So that's the Truffle Factory, guys. Hope you guys dig it. It's one of the big Michaels exclusives. Again, I had to kind of go around to different Michaels in my area to find one of these. I found the last one on a shelf, and I don't know what it's going to be like out there for all of you guys, but I hope if you're wanting it, I hope you can find it. It's one of the big boys this year, one of the heavyweights in the lineup. And thank you guys very much for watching. And here it is with the lights and sound.